Good afternoon. This is Lak'weh, Anastasia, and I'm very thankful to be here with you today, sharing in this gorgeous piece of nature that I'm hanging out in. And I came here because every time I come here, I get lots of teachings, and I was asked to share some forest teachings. And so I thought, what better place than to come to the place where nature loves to talk. And I feel a lot right now, just even being here, I feel like my heart is like, whoa, everything is so alive. I made an offering, I said a prayer, and, talk to the land before I do this. And that's what I wanted to start with today. Very simply, having a relationship with the land that you're on. And what's important about this is that all of our ancestors knew about this. No matter where we come from, all of our ancestors, no matter how far back you go, you'll find that there are people who knew how to communicate with the land. And our traditions come from there. Our ways of living, our food, our water, our ways of life, they come from the land. So today, a lot of the problems we have as a society, also in spiritual communities, come from a disconnection with land. Both the land that we come from and then also the land we reside upon if our families migrated somewhere. So how to have a harmonious relationship with the land, part one. So a lot of people don't know where to start. And the best place, in my opinion, to start is by introducing yourself. Think of it like talking to a person. If you come to somebody's house, you don't just want to barge in without warning and just throw things around and take what you want and then leave. You want to be respectful, and you want to be sure that you're allowed to be there, first of all. So the first thing that you start with is a good feeling. This is how you know the land is, first of all, welcoming you, is you come somewhere and you feel something come over you that feels like peace, or it makes you smile, or it makes you feel good in some kind of way, like, wow, this place is so beautiful, right? So there will be a sensation of peace. Next of all, here's what I do, right? And this is not the way for everybody all the time, but this is what I learned how to do. Introduce yourself. Say, hi, my name is Anastasia Lak'weh. You could say your full name, and you could say, I'm here today to take a hike or to have a picnic with my family, and I would like permission to join you here. Now, another important part for me is giving an offering of some kind. You want reciprocity. You're taking something from the land. The land is allowing you to be here, so you want to say thank you in advance. So tobacco is a really universal thing that you can give. Just a pinch of tobacco, and you could set it on the land and say, this is for you. Thank you for promising to keep me safe on this journey. Thank you for taking care of me in this way. You can offer a song. You can sing something. If you have an instrument, bring your flute and play something for the land and give that as an offering. It announces who you are. It shows the land, I'm freely allowing you to see me. I'm not hiding anything. I want to know you, and I want you to know me. And then if you feel like you're good to go, then go. I like to talk to the land as I'm walking or as I'm sitting here. Like, I'm actually sitting in front of a pond right now, and I like to greet all of the spirits that are here that I'm aware of. So I'll greet the trees because I love the trees. I like to say hi to them. If I know what kind of trees are here, I'll be like, good morning, birch. Good morning, oak tree. It's good to see you. You want to acknowledge your family as you're walking around and as you're sharing time here. Hello to the water. If there are rain clouds, hello to the rain. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. And then the part of actually building a relationship, having a communication, that's a two-way street, right? You say something, you get a response. So how to listen to the land? Well, this part is where a lot of people struggle because it requires patience and simplicity. To listen to the land, you might not hear an actual voice come to you and say, welcome, I invite you to walk on this trail. Go this way. There's mud over here, so don't go that way. It can happen that way. But oftentimes what you'll have happen is you'll hear a frog singing and you'll be like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder where that frog is. You know, you feel a spark of something inviting you closer. That's the land talking with you. Or something I notice a lot is there might be wind blowing through trees in only one spot. And you're like, how is that like only in that one spot, that only this one tree is moving in the breeze? Okay, that tree is talking to you. That tree is greeting you. They're acknowledging your presence. And based on how you instantly feel, you know, just bringing your attention to your body and to your feelings, your emotions, that's how you can tell what the land is saying to you. Now, something I also find very helpful, because my people are forest people. You know, a lot of people in my heritage, we lived in forests. So the forest is like, this is like my home and my community. I will share with my community in that way. So if I have something troublesome on my heart and I'm hiking, maybe with my dog or with a friend, I might just feel compelled to talk about these things. Or even if I'm alone, I might feel compelled to think about something really good that happened the other day. And I'll be like, you know, that was really nice. So I'll be like, hey, I'll say that out loud. You know, and I'll talk out loud to myself, to the forest, and just let them know what's going on. And this is how we build a relationship, right? And then as you continue on, you can do more and more things with this. So if you're building a relationship with land that you're on and you want to live in harmony, let's say you want to go mushroom picking or you want to pick some medicines, you're foraging, you will be able to ask those plants who wants to be picked. And you'll be able to feel if you are allowed or if you should be picking from a certain area. And then the most important part is also just learning how to listen to this with great honesty and trust. Because for an example, and this example came up really strong last night. Last year I harvested some mullein and there was a lot of mullein growing in the area I was picking. And I felt the plants tell me, take more, take more. And I was like, well, I got what I need. You know, this is all I can realistically see myself using today, like this in these next couple of months. And the land was like, oh, all right, suit yourself. I was like, yeah, I did my job. I'm done. Well, I ran out of mullein quickly and I thought I would pick some more this summer. And then as it turns out, there's almost no mullein growing anywhere around me that I've been able to see. I found one patch, but it was very high up on a hill with lots of thorns around it. So I was like, oh, that's not for me. So it's funny because sometimes you'll get a message from the land and they'll tell you something that doesn't make sense. Hi, dragonfly. We'll talk about those soon. So, you know, the land informed me of something. And in my human mind, I was like, well, I don't need that, you know. So I didn't listen. And they were like, well, okay, if you don't want more. And then suddenly it's this summer and I got an upper respiratory infection a few weeks ago. And then I just had this like lingering cough and like mucus that wanted to come out. And then last night I was like, man, I wish I had some mullein. And then click. That was the extra mullein that they wanted me to pick last year. They wanted me to use it now because they knew there wouldn't be more for me to pick this year, at least to the places that I go to. So, and if you don't know, mullein can clear your respiratory system. It's an expectorant. So if you have mucus in your system, if you drink lots of mullein tea, take a mullein tincture, you can do like a steam bath to breathe in with the mullein. That will help to expel all of that and clean you out. So that is the important part about listening, is sometimes you'll hear something that doesn't make sense. But as you learn how to listen to the land, you'll be like, this doesn't make sense to me, but it feels right. So maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll go this way, or maybe I'll just go back home, even though I really wanted to hike. Yeah, and you can hear those grasses shivering in the wind. That's communication, you know? taking note of what animals and plants and birds and insects you see. You know, if you happen to see 20 dragonflies and you're like, wow, that's a lot of dragonflies. Hey, the dragonflies are talking with you. You noticed them for a reason. Think about how many people go out in nature and they don't really notice anything. They're like overwhelmed by the experience. You know, it's beautiful. You're immersed in it. But the moment that something really catches your eye and you go, wow, that's special. You know, maybe it's a hawk flying overhead, or maybe you come across like a porcupine. That is your message. That's your message from the land. So this is part 1. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.